Hello everyone, I am Nira Prajapati and going to giving a presentation on performance optimization in Drupal 8. So this is the today's agenda, that is what is web performance, what is performance optimization, why website loading speed matters, how to boost site performance, and how can we test website speed. So, what is web performance? Web performance simply refer to the speed in which web pages are downloaded and displayed on the user's web browsers. And normally the keys we refer like for optimization is website optimization or optimization performance. Uh, Today, website performance is it is a huge topic for all the major sites, kind of Google, Amazon, because they are very concerned about the website speeds. If it down, then obviously they will lose many visitors. What is performance optimization? When we modify a website for the boost its speed, that is called performance optimization. Okay. Okay. Next. Why website loading speed matters? Actually, there's a lot of things that it needs to be covered. That uh, every user wants many things from the site. The obviously the content is matter, but the other thing is how it visible to the users. It is taking time or not. If it is taking more than 3 to 4 seconds, then obviously it will a little frustration of to the user. Then obviously it will move to other sites. So these are the points. First is user satisfaction. I told you that the same thing. If a user came to your site and visit your site and it is taking more than 3 to 4 seconds, then it will become frustrated or they will move to other sites. Next is improved ranking. So, according to Google's algorithm, they fixed that how to rank a website. Suppose someone searched something on the Google, then you listed many sites. Suppose you have searched something like shoes. You are going to buy shoes. Then it will display many sites. From there, you can buy the shoes. But when you go that site and it is taking time, then the uh, by this Google rank that it is taking much time, then it will decrease your Google ranking. So it will affect to your SEO things. Next is mobile users. Uh, for Nowadays, every person takes mobile. They carry mobiles with themselves. They can't carry laptop or desktop to everyone. So again, every user search. Uh, uh, they can search anything on any time. So if again, it will what I can say. Again, it will become the same thing that if it is taking much time to load, in the mobile, then definitely they will move to other side because mobile speed is little slow than the desktop or the uh, laptops. So, how important is web performance in Drupal 8? Actually, and when the Drupal 8 can be many features. In Drupal 7 there are less features than Drupal 8, but if the Drupal 8 came but with many features, so these features can with a little drawback like speed, because there are many things going backside from the backside the Drupal, like database interaction, CSS, HTML, and many things going on. Then that is obviously a need to optimize that your site. Otherwise, the same thing will happen. That you will lose the visitors, and again you will lose your sales or business also. How to boost performance? There are many techniques in Drupal to boost your website. The only thing is you need to know and apply them. there is a thing that cache technique. Cache technique is a very important technique to optimize your site, and it is reducing the it is improving the performance significantly. Okay. So as we know, two kinds of cache we normally use. One is browser caching and another is server caching. What is browser caching? When some data stored on users browser, it is called a browser caching. When some data is stored on the servers, that is called server caching. But in Drupal 8, not in Drupal 8, in Drupal they use the caching with the database. They store all the page in the database and use the cache system. So these are few things in with Drupal 8. Use anonymous user caching. In Drupal 8, it by default it comes that anonymous user caching it by default selected. In Drupal 7, there was no any other option to select it by default. For that, we need to use the modules. So in this caching, anonymous user caching, we can select the lifetime of the cache. It is depends on how your content is changing. The another thing is we can use external caching technique. Like we can use APC and the varnish memcache and caching beyond Drupal. So it can help to boost your site performance. But the only thing is you need to know that how it works and you need to configure it properly. So the next one is we can also use other tools and modules in Drupal for boosting. So first one is disable unnecessary module. Like if when we create a site, there are many modules that is unnecessary. Just we keep in the site, so we can disable it. Disable is not the only thing. After disabling, it is also consume the memory in database. So we can uninstall and we can delete the folder also. Deleting folder is not necessary, but at least you can uninstall that module so that it will not consume the memory in the database. Next one is update, contribute, and core module. So you can update your contributed modules and core modules. It will help you. Next one is use Devil module for query analysis. We frequently use Devil module, so we can use Devil module for query analysis. We can check the query and we can alter according to us, like what is required or what is not. Sometimes query are very lengthy and there is no necessity to use like left join or inner join. So we can change accordingly and alter the query. So it will very helpful. Next one is access profiling module. By using this module, we can check the all the performance level of the our script or the functionality. It will gives us to the how much the time taken by the module and the functionality, and how much it is taking time and how it functions working. So by using this module, we can check all these things. Next one is FAST 404 module. It is a module that we can use this module for the 404 error. I think you all aware about the 404 error. This error comes when a page is not found. So by using this module, we can perform. We can boost the little performance because when a page is not found, that means it will consume all the. It will consume more memory to the server. So after using this module, we can minimize this, and it will be used to perform, and it it will prevent the slow down the server and the crashes. Next is aggregate, compress CSS and JS file. So in the Drupal 8 also, aggregate CSS and JS is by default checked. So we can use that aggregate and compress JS and CSS. Next one is optimize image. Simply optimize image, it means like if we have a 2 MB size of image, so we can reduce it to we can use thumbnail like 100 into 100. When someone click on that thumbnail, then we'll show the full image. We can many there are many ways to optimize the image, so we can use that. CD, CD and content delivery network. It is a very useful and vastly usage uh, the usage thing for today. What it does actually, it keeps the static content like images, images, video, audio, and the CSS and static content. So it can display directly from CDN to our site. It will boost our performance, and also it improve the global availability and reduce the bandwidth. One more thing is that it stores the cached version of its content in multiple geographical locations. Suppose you need server is going to down that if the if we are using CDN, that there are many servers, so that if one server is not working properly or it's down, so it can use another server, so that never your site go down. The next is lazy load module for images. Actually, what is lazy load module does? Whenever you load a site, there are many images. Normally, we use the image in the websites. So what happened when you load the site? There are many images. If you are not using lazy load module, it will load all the images in one time when you load the site. But if after using that module, it will load the image only when you click, when you come on that part where image is displaying. So by this we can reduce the time. Remove multiple redirection and of a page. So we can remove multiple redirection in a page. This is not a good idea to use many redirection. So it is also a point. Okay. Another thing is we use many icons on the site, like social media icons. So instead of using for every image, we can use only one single image that, and by using CSS we can display. So it is also a helpful. Next one is ggip compression. So ggip compression is it provide the it's a compression technique. It by this we can recover the original data when decompressing it. Basically, what ggip does. Suppose I have a frequent means normally we have a content for a one para. Normally the word is coming many times. So what it does, it just when first the is come, when second the will become, it use the pointer of first one, so that whenever the word th word coming, it just use the first word's pointer and it will compress the data. My very good experience with that ggip is uh, uh, last 1 year back maybe. I was downloading a database which is around 20 GB to 21 GB. I was downloading and it is taking much time. After that, I get to know that ggip it's like a compression that we can use. So after that, after using ggip, I just downloaded it in around 2 to 3 GB. So it is very good. So same like a database, we use ggip with the content also. There are few database related things are there, so we can't ignore that also. The first thing is when I talk about logging. So this is not a good idea to log all the query, because when one page is loading, there are multiple queries run one by one. Like if one page is loading and 100 queries are running, so this is suppose we are logging all the queries, so that is not a good idea. So only we can log the slow query with the execution time. So after that, we can trace that what is happening or why it is taking so time. So a developer can reduce that time to do anything for this, for optimize or what he can do. So the next one is we can apply indexing for custom table, because when you use index, Indexing basically we use for the searching database. So it is a good idea to use indexing for that field which is we are going to use in where condition. Like select field name from table where name equal to this. So we can use name for we can use index for the name field. So next one is we are normally using count, like select count row from the table. So instead of using this, we can use the count in field name from the table. It will reduce the time, query execution time. The same like we can if we leave apart, we leave the count field, then we are getting we are suppose running a query like select field name from table. It will a good idea. Except this, we can use the select row from this table. So it will also reduce the execution time. So after using all these techniques or things, if you are not getting the things you required or your goals, so if you must go for the hosting plans. So you can change your hosting plans so that you can achieve the better things. Like first one is manage dedicated server. Many dedicated server is a kind of server they take care all the things from your server. They keep up to date your softwares and all, and they also provide all kind of supports to you. And you can deploy multiple servers in many configuration also. So it is a good idea to move your hosting. Next one is dedicated server. Dedicated server provides low latency, which means a fast response time for most small and medium-sized sites. So mostly medium sites are using dedicated server uh, rather than shared hosting. But very small firms are already using shared hosting. Cloud hosting. Cloud hosting is a very common word and common things for today because we can achieve many things kind of performance and other things like uh, side down issue with cloud hosting. So the, uh, the simple the cloud means that there is a data center with lots of dormant servers. Sorry, as your sites need scale up, the server is the data center response with more server power. The example is EquiCloud, Pantheon, and Platform Assets. There are many other clouds we are using. Okay, the last one is how can we test web performance? So if you are optimized any site, so obviously there is a need to test your site that how it is performing and what is the time of that site. So there are many desktop tools and online tools are available. By this you can test your site like desktop tool Apache Bench, Apache JMeter, Grinder, and there is a link AGQA. So you can visit that site. There are 20 more than maybe 20 or more than 20 um, desktop tools. So by this you can test your site. And for online tool like Pingdom, GD Matrix, PySlow, they are frequently people frequently use them for SEO purpose also. So thank you. Any questions?